Good morning. This is St. Bridget's Spiritualist Church of Edmonton, and I'm Rev Jill, and I'm here to do our lecture this morning on November the 16th, 2025. And so I'm here with a lovely congregation as well, and we will be talking about awakening our inner wisdom. And it's something that we all need to learn, or we all have, and we don't know how to access it. So this is going to, I'm going to talk about what it is, and then I'm going to talk to the congregation after, because we have some discussion questions. So if you were here, you could be part of that. So hopefully one day you can come and join us at the church. So I want to welcome everyone. We are gathered in a space of peace and openness to reflect on one of the greatest gifts of our spiritual journey, our inner wisdom. As spiritualists, we believe that the soul is eternal and that consciousness continues beyond the physical world, and that divine guidance allows continuously to each of us. Yet, in the noise of everyday life, we often forget that we carry within us an ancient, unbroken source of knowledge. I think that happens sometimes. We get so busy. I feel sometimes disconnected, and I have to remind myself to get reconnected. So inner wisdom is not something we must earn, chase, or prove. It is part of our birthright. It is the quiet voice beneath our fears, the intuition behind our confusion, the gentle nudge that leads us towards healing, connection, and truth. Every one of us has experienced moments when this deeper knowing rises to the surface, moments when we suddenly understand what must be done, or feel drawn to take a step that does not come from logic alone, but from spirit. Sometimes you kind of find yourself being pulled in a direction, and you wonder, how did that happen? Right? You're just kind of like feeling that, and it doesn't make sense, but it's a knowing. But sometimes we don't always pay attention. So today I invite you to reflect on what inner wisdom truly is. It's not a loud voice of the ego or the anxious mind. It does not push, force, or frighten. Inner wisdom whispers. It invites. It guides softly. It's the voice of the soul aligning with the divine laws of love, compassion, and harmony. We often search outside ourselves for answers, seeking clarity from others, from circumstances, or from signs. I'm sure we all have done that, right? We need validation, or we need something outside of ourselves because we don't trust ourselves. And while the spirit world teaches and helpers certainly support us, the first doorway of guidance is within. When we quiet our thoughts, anchor our breath, and return to our spiritual center, we awaken our capacity to listen. And that's why it's important to sit in that power that we were kind of doing for healing, because we sit with that connection of quietness and stillness. And that's where we start listening and hearing. Its inner wisdom also speaks through sensations, through the body's intuitive signals, through emotions, through the feelings of being drawn or repelled. Many people dismiss intuition because they expect it to be dramatic or unmistakably supernatural. But more often, it is subtle. It feels like peace. It feels like alignment. It feels like truth. So just think about that. If you think about times in your life where you kind of had that feeling of feeling aligned with something, or feel it must be the truth, because you're trusting. You're actually being invited to listen to your soul, to listen to yourself, to find your truth, or the truth of what's going on around you. As spiritualists, we understand that intuition is not accidental. It is the communication between our higher self, our soul, and the divine spirit world. Our guides work with us not by overpowering our will, but by inspiring our thoughts, shifting our awareness, and helping us sense what is right. And this is why it's important to listen, to acknowledge, to pay attention, to be present. So when we ignore inner wisdom, life feels heavier. We feel disconnected, uncertain, and overwhelmed. But when we honor it, we notice synchronicities. Doors open, healing happens, and we often feel more like ourselves, more grounded, more authentic, and more spiritually aligned. Do you ever feel that way when you're just not feeling, you're out of sync? You just don't feel grounded. You just don't feel something's off, and it just doesn't feel right. Right? That's a time. That's the time when we need to say, I need to sit. I need to be quiet. I need to breathe. I need to go into my center. I need to reconnect because I'm getting disconnected. The challenge is not that our inner wisdom is absent. It is that our lives are loud. That is so true, because so many times life gets so busy and we're in our head, in the ego, in the doing, and not in the being. We spend so much time reacting that we forget how to listen. Listening is a spiritual practice. It requires slowing down, creating space, and be willing to listen, be willing to trust what arises. Though that's not always easy to do, especially when you first start out. It's like, is this true? Question it. Is this right? Right? So it's in that learning to start trusting it. So truth is essential. Inner wisdom does not always make logical sense in the moment. How many have had that happen? It's like, why is this going on? Why? I don't understand it. We question it, right? It might guide us towards change, towards boundaries, towards opportunities that stretch us. But the soul never leads us into harm. It leads us into growth and deeper alignment with our spiritual purpose. So as we strengthen our relationship with our inner wisdom, we begin to see life differently. Challenges become teachers, not punishment. Emotions become messages, not enemies. And the spirit world becomes a support presence, walking with us, guiding us, and loving us. And that's just us learning to be still, learning to listen. So today's lecture is an invitation and a reminder that you already carry what you seek. You already possess clarity. You already hold your truth. Your soul is wise, and its wisdom is accessible at any moment you choose to listen. And in a moment, we will reflect with a discussion. And we're going to reflect in our discussion of questions. So this is where I'm going to leave the our Facebook Live people, and really going to, I'm just going to actually just kind of let you know some questions that maybe you can ponder on, and that the questions that we will talk about as well. So one of the things is, like, what does eternal life mean to you, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? And or how does compassion and forgiveness support spiritual growth? Or how do love and thought shape our reality? So these are things to think about. And then how can we bring more light and love into the world through spiritualism? So those are some of the questions, maybe to ponder. Those are some of the discussion questions we are going to have today. So again, welcome, and thank you for joining me today. We will be having our psychic tea on December 6th, so we hope for you can join us. We had a great evening last night for those with Evening with Spirit, so we did that last night. So hopefully you can join us in the Evening with Spirit in the new year. So I wish you all the best and have a lovely day. Take care. Bye-bye.